Well, good Thursday morning, Southeast Texas. A very warm, windy morning across the area, that's for sure, under mostly cloudy skies. Getting a few peaks of sun here and there, and that'll be the case the rest of the afternoon. A few peaks of sun, but more clouds and sun on our Roofing 911 Skycam network over in Orange, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store. Warm morning this morning, started out well into the 60s. We'll be in the upper 70s, close to 80 this afternoon. Very windy. The camera shaking a little bit there. It's our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaPrade. Lots of clouds. Can't rule out an isolated shower or two, but coverage only around 10% at best today. Just don't see much today other than a sprinkle here and there and maybe one or two isolated showers. But as far as the aerial coverage, only around 10%, maybe a 20% coverage up in the lakes area. Otherwise, very windy, warm, and humid. Very close to record highs coming up. Not quite, but pretty close. And we check our camera outside our 12 studios here. Our Roofing 911 camera, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Few peaks of sun coming through those clouds, but certainly more clouds and sun, that's for sure. So we do have a lot of moisture in place, and when that cold front does arrive a little after midnight tomorrow night, we'll have a chance of some scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two, especially north of the triangle. It's going to be one of those deals again where the lakes area will probably see a little bit better coverage than the triangle. Either way, we'll take what we can get, as dry as it is, certainly across Southeast Texas, that's for sure. Here in Beaumont, we started out very warm this morning. Let's go up to the lakes area on our Roofing 911 Skycam network up there up in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. Much overcast over there. You'll have a 20% coverage of showers up in the lakes area this afternoon. Otherwise windy and very warm up in the lakes as well. But colder weather, or much cooler weather on the way, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a moment. Right now it is 73. Notice the thicker clouds up in the lakes area, getting a few breaks here in the triangle. That strong southerly flow off the Gulf, get a little more mixing here in the triangle, so a few breaks in the clouds there. 75 over in Houston, 76 off to our east in Lake Charles. So the entire region this afternoon should reach, I'd say, pretty close to 80 coming up this afternoon, and near 70 for lows tonight. We see nothing on radar. Like I said, maybe a 10% coverage coming up at best this afternoon, 20% overnight tonight. Just a couple light showers possible here and there. That's not going to be a big deal at all. And across the rest of the state, a couple of sprinkles there well north of Houston. The heavier showers and storms have been over Oklahoma, now moving into southern Missouri. There's our cold front now just east of Oklahoma City, west of Dallas, back to just west of Del Rio. It's going to take quite a while to get here, though. We got to wait for this next system that's out over the west to move into the plains. That'll finally get the front through here about midnight or a little after, coming up tomorrow night. And we'll have that chance of scattered showers and a few thunderstorms in our forecast. Notice in northwest Texas, lots of clear skies this morning as that first system that gave parts of Oklahoma some pretty good showers and thunderstorms earlier. A little bit clearing behind that little upper disturbance there. Then we'll wait on the main disturbance out over the west to kick into the plains coming up tomorrow, as we said, to help push the front through. But lots of Pacific moisture coming in too from the southwest. Very active subtropical jet stream in place. But as the front approaches, the main dynamics, the main lift, main energy will be north of the triangle. There's a very slight risk of some severe weather in the lakes area tomorrow night, but I just don't see it right now here in the triangle. And that would be around midnight coming up for tomorrow night. What is occurring, though, is windy conditions. I have a wind gust 20 to 30, maybe 32 miles an hour rest of the afternoon. Notice even this evening, some wind gusts 15 to 16. Now we're heading into tomorrow, Friday. This is 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Notice the front still back off to the northwest, still west of the lakes area. About to move into Lake Livingston, Huntsville at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So Friday night, Saturday morning, 12:30. 1 o'clock, we'll see the front working through our part of Southeast Texas. See the southerly winds we have over us. There's the front. Shows up nicely, the blue arrows there, northwest winds. It'll be pretty breezy that time as well. And yes, it is warm. In fact, We're running about 6 degrees warmer right now than we were this exact same time yesterday. So we'll be close to 80 coming up for highs this afternoon. Even up in the lakes area, you're running about 5 or 6 degrees warmer than this time yesterday as well. Same pretty much holds true for southwest Louisiana. In fact, Jennings is running 9 degrees warmer than they were this exact same time on yesterday. So windy, warm, and humid through tomorrow evening, and then winter will return for the weekend. It'll be a lot cooler over the weekend on into next week. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast now. Of course, we know this afternoon is going to be windy, warm, and humid with a couple showers, sprinkles here and there. Put Futurecast into motion. Those showers. Notice these lows tonight, not low at all. We're talking lows tonight near 70 across southeast Texas, that good southerly flow off the Gulf of Mexico. Now here's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Remember, we have southerly winds here. We're very warm and humid. There's the front way out to the northwest still. Of course, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms scattered around the lakes area tomorrow evening. Not much at all in the triangle tomorrow evening. And then once the front approaches, we'll see a thin line of showers try to work through the triangle coming up tomorrow night. Kind of a thin line of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. But I think the best chance of any severe weather will be off to our northeast, well off to our north and northeast. Of course, a strong thunderstorm or two always possible up in the lakes area as you are quite a bit farther north. So we'll see how that transpires again coming up for tomorrow night. All right, rainfall between this afternoon and daybreak on Saturday. I think, of course, this again is a little bit overdone. The European model seems to always be overdone on rain coverages most of the time these days, but some areas could see a quarter to a half an inch of rain across parts of southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana as the front moves in. There may be some areas not see a drop out of this, but the ones who do could see a half to 1 inch in a few spots across the region on over into southwest Louisiana. Now, what is coming is the much colder weather, that's for sure. Once again, this front, I don't see a big freeze out of this at all, so that's good news. I think we'll be dealing with too many clouds, but looks like Monday morning will be the coldest because we may see some breaks, just enough in the clouds to get us down pretty close to freezing in the lakes area, but above freezing in the triangle. We'll say mid-30s, 34 to 36 coming up. In fact, this just updated. It had 33, I think, earlier. 34 went up a couple of degrees, so low to mid-30s. But the good news is no hard freeze, no sustained freezing weather. That's good. We'll be above freezing, but that's certainly a lot colder than what we've had over the past few days. That's for sure. So it'll start feeling more like January as we get into next week. So mid-30s triangle, Monday morning, pretty close to freezing up in the lakes, but not for very long. No real big freeze expected at all. Now the rest of the afternoon will give the lakes and inland southeast Texas a 20% coverage of a shower later this afternoon, 10% coverage in the triangle with high temperatures in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees. And notice those winds pretty gusty out of the south, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, cloudy skies, 20% coverage of a light shower or two here and there. Gusty south winds off the Gulf bringing in that moisture. And not cool at all tonight. 68 may be too cool. I'm thinking 70, maybe 71 for a low temperature tonight. Easy. Of course, we'll update all that with new model data here coming up in the next few hours. We'll have an update on the 4 o'clock show coming up this afternoon. 10 to 20 on the rain coverage today and tonight. We'll jump that to 30% during the day tomorrow. That 50% coverage is